Yo, I gotta share with you this totally embarrassing public speaking story that I went through in order to maybe warn or prepare you or help you about how you can mess up and knowing when to play your role. And even when I think about it, I feel shame, and I just have to get over it and look at it as a learning lesson. so, so you don't want to be a know-it-all, but at some point you're going to get to the point where you're getting asked to travel around the country and speak on stages. When you appear at places, you might have a crowd of people standing around you asking to get a selfie picture with you or an autograph, or wow, I love your podcast, I watch your videos, or can you coach me? And this is pretty cool because you're dealing with like micro fame. It's fame is the stupidest thing ever because it's not even real. It's disgusting to even think or want anything like that, because it doesn't serve anybody. I have created a program that's coming out soon called the Micro Fame Matrix, where I talk about a lot of stuff, but this story specifically, hear me out. So my friend DJ is one of the best public speakers I've ever known, and he's the first friend that I've met that we became really good friends, where we were almost like, we were probably best friends at one point for a short period of time, and he's still one of my best friends, but I mean, like, we were tight. We've been around the country together. We've been to live events. We've shared the stage. We've spoken on stages. So, and DJ is a very dynamic, powerful, brilliant, millionaire, multiple six-figure business owner. He's the dude. He understands marketing, psychology. He's a coach. And so I, at the time, was I was my YouTube channel, and I was obsessed with public speaking, and I was speaking on stages and becoming a keynote speaker. Well, DJ was throwing an event in Kentucky, and it was the Ignite conference. And he asked me if I would come host it, like get on the microphone and bring up the speakers, and then speak a little bit in between the speakers and close out the event, just as somebody who's on stage, kind of like tying it together. And I didn't really understand what he meant by that question. And I didn't really get a lot of clarity on what that meant. So I just wanted to help, and I wanted to be so helpful so bad that this is the thing I'm warning you about. You want to be helpful so bad, and you're so jazzed and pumped up and into it, and this is your thing. Live events, speaking on stage, serving people, and you could be there's this rule in the 48 Laws of Power. It's never outshine the master. Well, don't try to. You might be totally unconscious. It's not saying, oh, I'm outshining the master because I just naturally am. I mean, it's like in any way, shape, or form, even in your energy and wanting to serve more. Or you have to know your role and play your role and just be very humble and sit in your pocket of role that you were asked to play and serve from that place. This is very important. So during his event, and he's crushing it, I would come up on stage between him speaking and him and I think he had another speaker. Yeah, he had another speaker there. And I would speak, and I would start to recap kind of like what they were talking about, because I understood some stuff about automating your business and hiring virtual assistants and all these things. And then I would talk for 2, 3, 4 minutes about what I knew or what I thought I knew about that stuff, because I was genuinely just trying to give value to the audience. And I say, next, we're bringing up DJ, and he's going to cover this topic. DJ comes up, everybody claps. He gets off stage. Then I go up to talk again. And I'm so amped up that now I talk for about 4 or 5 minutes about it. And then I go back, I'm looking at DJ across the conference, and he's looking at me like, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? And I go back, then he speaks, and afterwards, like around like the break, I talk to him, I go, what? He goes, bro, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, he goes, I'm already covering all that stuff. I don't talk about all that stuff. I've already covered it, and I'm already gonna cover it. I'm like, what do you mean? Isn't it good that I'm up there reiterating the fact and bringing value? He goes, no, I just need you to I just need you to bring up the next speaker. That's all. I don't want you doing any talking or speaking or anything. He didn't mean it like that. I don't know how he said it. He's like, I just want you bringing up the next speaker. And then telling everybody like when lunch is going to be and all that stuff. And now all of a sudden, it hit me like a ton of bricks that not that anybody had noticed, well, except for maybe him, which is most important. I was up there being a complete imbecile, overstepping my bounds and boundaries and speaking and sharing when that wasn't my job or role at all. And as soon as he told me that, I go, wait a second. In my brain, now this is nothing against him, because if your friend asks you to do something, you should do it with love and service and honor and respect and just serve your friend. But in that moment, I was like, wait a second. I just traveled all the way across the country for like 3 days to just bring up the next speaker. And then I got so embarrassed, and I felt so stupid and even ashamed of myself, like that I had like this emotional internal meltdown. And I immediately got away from everybody and I went in the bathroom at the conference place. It was just a big hotel, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and it was like winter, so my cheeks were a little bit puffy. And I want to share this. I want you to keep listening. I'm going all the way downstairs to my basement bathroom so I can be fully transparent, because my dogs are barking, my cats are meowing, I'm home. It's Sunday and my wife is, and I don't want to, I feel embarrassed sharing this. Okay, so in that moment I was like, what? Like I felt like I'm this dynamic presenter and keynote speaker, but all you wanted me to do was just bring up the other speakers. Like, you just wanted my help. Of course, that's great, but my ego in the moment couldn't handle it, and I felt like, is that all I am to you? Is that all I am? And I went and I looked in the mirror, and my cheeks were a little puffy, and I had like the way the light, like George Carlin has this joke, a famous comedian. He's like, you ever look at yourself in a bathroom in a restaurant that you're out with people, but you go in the bathroom and it has fluorescent lights. You could see every bump, scratch, boil, screw, pimple, blah, 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 and every absence you've had since birth. Like, you basically look horrible. So, and I go look at myself in the bathroom, and I had these bags under my eyes, and my cheeks were puffy, and my posture was crappy. And I was like wearing this shirt that didn't compliment me at all. And I had a little bit of grays coming in, and I looked at myself, and I felt like a complete washed up idiot, loser, embarrassed. Like, it was a completely selfish feeling, by the way. So I go back out there, and now I'm faking it. I feel really uncomfortable for the rest of the event. I'm acting weird around people. I'm trying to fake a smile and serve. And then I felt repulsed. Like, what am I even doing here? I'm not even creating any value for this event. I need to get the hell out of here, but I can't. Like, I didn't know how to just relax and just be at the event. I was melting. Sorry. I'm warning you because you're going to go through stuff like this. And so I basically felt so weird, and that he was one of my best friends, and I blocked him for like 4 months. I can't believe I'm sharing this with you, because I was so embarrassed to even talk to him, and I was so embarrassed of what would come out of my mouth that it would be some like just weird victim whining, complaining, or asking questions, because I didn't know how to calibrate Imagine if you show up and you think that you're doing one thing, It's just an ego pride thing. That's all it is. It was all my ego and my pride. It was a great learning lesson. And I unblocked him after a couple of months. And I called him. He goes, "What's up, bro? I haven't talked to you in several months." I'm like, "I have something to admit to you, bro." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "I actually blocked you. So you couldn't call me, and I couldn't call you for like 4 months." He goes, "Why would you do that?" Like, what the hell? I shouldn't even have told him. I shouldn't even be telling you. It was because I had so much embarrassment and shame around the event and around public speaking, and I started telling myself this story that I'm just some fake wannabe guru, washed up, not really successful at all, imposter. And he really was the real deal, that I didn't want to say anything negative or victimizing or victim-minded crap to him that would push him away forever as a friend, right? Because he's still one of my greatest friends today. And so I have another friend who's a brilliant musician, and sometimes he'll get in a funk. He's very smart, and he's a great human being. He'll get in a funk where he's so overwhelmed, he got so much going on that he won't talk to anybody for like days, and sometimes for like a week, which is understandable. And one day I brought it up to him and I asked him, I'm like, "Why do you do that?" Genuinely, sincerely. He goes, "Bro, because when I'm in a funk and I just need to decompress, you don't want me to pick up the phone because I would probably say stuff that's negative that you don't want to hear anyways, and I don't even want to hear myself say. So I just wait until I'm through that funk, and then I talk to people again, because I might say stuff that I regret. Nothing bad towards you or anything. It's just a general being negative, right?" So that's kind of like the spot that I was in. And so the point of this is you got to learn to play your role and just serve and take your ego and your pride out of it. If you're a keynote speaker one day on stage in front of 1,000 people, and then the next day somebody needs you to just stand at a booth and pass out flyers, this sounds kind of weird, because if you're like a musician and you're supposed to have this prestige, and that's part of your brand, is like, hey, you don't pass out flyers or something, right? Then to do that in front of your audience might actually hurt your business, because like, wait, I thought this guy was this super cool guy and he's over there passing out flyers. But I knew a musician once. There's this band called Critical Bill. They like got a record deal and they toured all over the place, and the lead singer, Brian, is a rock and roll star. This guy was so cool, and he inspired me because he would go up on stage in front of a packed auditorium, like audience of like a concert. He would perform in concert, and then before the concert, he and I think even after, but mostly before the concert, he's in the crowd mingling with everybody, shaking hands with people, taking pictures, hugging people, loving on people, and just being a genuine human being that's getting to know everybody. And everybody liked Brian because because he didn't isolate himself from people like, I'm better than you. He was like, bro, this is us, this is we. And I learned a great lesson from him. So put your ego and pride aside and know that one day you might be up here and the next day you're just asked to do this, and just let go and just do it. But ask clarifying questions like, what do you want from me? What do you expect me? How can I serve you at this event so I don't over deliver? You're going to run into weird scenarios and situations at live events that are going to mess with your pride, and just be aware of it. I hope that served you, and I hope that was clear.